don't even know what it's like to have a loved one sit beside us in church and give their lives to Christ. I don't even know what that's like.
Do I smell
What
like?
about the signs?
Yes.
What I smell
I
The
could
turkey.
talk about racial hatred.
Yes.
Virginia.
Reminder, this story uses sound effects. Please consider reading the third chapter before deciding whether or not to consider the story.
Hey, put
If
these
someone to
rags
read,
over there
screenshot
in
this
that,
note.
in that
If
box.
taking video screenshots, consider recording, post them on Instagram using the hashtag.
It comes immediately on the heels of the sign in the moon. The four red
Yes, I do. Stop. Yeah, I don't know what happened. From the author of Dripping Mascara, presenting Wasted Roses, Genevieve Marshall.
But there was only one flood. So stop with the silliness, please.
Oh. Happy Valentine's Day, hurt. Happiness, heartbreak.
You have to read
Home.
the signs. Otherwise, you end up down the road where they don't believe in Jesus if you don't follow the world purpose sign. Anyway, that thing started
These were the thoughts
in
of
Salem, Oregon. Guess where it ended up? Salem, South Carolina. Total
Is she an adult?
darkness across
Or should we
that
keep
land.
brushing themselves?
Through Kansas City,
Yes.
across Nebraska and Wyoming and Idaho and Oregon. For the first time in hundreds of years,
You can get on the computer if you want to.
Salem, peace. It's a warning. Judgment, 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 judgment. This is the dispensation of grace, not judgment. But
Girl.
judgment is waiting right off stage.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, please. Silly people. Well, it's the judgment of God that there was a flood in Texas. Honey, if it was the judgment of God, there wouldn't be a Texas.
Wow, this sounds like a novel.
Never have we seen
It was a true
signs
story.
in recorded history like these. My question is, number one, are you ready?
Notre Dame?
Mr. Judgment Day.
He should come
Kenny
before
Copeland
you're
said
able
that
to make your
Rob
way
Forrest
out these buildings.
it's all about money. Kenny Copeland said that. I heard
Who's
him.
Rob Parsley?
Because he could.
No.
Nothing has to be.
I can't believe Kenny Copeland said that. When you
He
said
can
it,
come.
Rob Parsley must have really disappointed him or something.
Isn't there somebody you need to ask forgiveness of? Isn't there something left undone?
He said he wasn't true.
Isn't there something
I hate to say it, but
you'd
he
like to
said
tell Jesus?
it. And I hated to hear it because I
Do
like
you have the full
I
joy
used to like him a lot, but
of your salvation?
Oh, that's so sad.
Number
he really
two,
disappointed me.
is there someone you love that you know is not real? And wouldn't you like for God
Hey, give me a piece of toilet
to let
tissue,
you be the one
please.
to see
Alright, napkin. Let me see the napkin that Popeye's been.
It's over here.
and loose
Take it out.
from the bondages of hell without God.
Treasure.
Because that's really what
I'm sorry.
loving people is all about. And really,
Oh.
it's at hand. We don't know if it'll be.
That's for where I'm going. Blame the dead hanging over me.
But it really
You see, I'm partaking in a medical student's loan forgiveness program,
we've been looking for the skies
which
for
requires me to
2,000
be contracted on site in a rural community for 3 years. My grandpa, who's been traveling the world since I've been at school and training, is coming back to my hometown this year.
Now with a special report. Here's
It didn't seem like something I'd have to think twice about when I started arranging things last year, but now I'm starting to dread what I've decided to do. 3 years in Bloomfield, Iowa, population 2,605. Well, at least you don't know everybody. Seriously, everybody's just a bystander in your life. So my grandpa's been traveling the world. Why? I haven't been back to that town in 11 years? Not since high school. Even because my grandpa's gone. As I voiced that so close to my arrival in Chicago, just hours away from Bloomfield, I felt the knots in my stomach twist from apprehension. What does that mean? Oh God, what have I done?
On the scene after the disaster became an unwelcome visitor in Texas, and then in South Florida,
I can help it.
and then in Puerto Rico.
I can't help how
The faith and
I can't help but chuckle at how you're spinning the situation. But I think that 3 years will fly by in no time. It actually might be kind of nice being back home. Make friends. If you left away, you'd think differently.
Hey, partners.
Randomly? What can I get you, ma'am? Oh, you're so pretty.
Right
Do you have coffee? I want to see your face. Would you be interested in the Starbucks brew on this Delta flight? Black woman with that hairstyle is so pretty. I like your faces. Especially earrings. I'll take it. Excellent. Will be $4. I should pause this. God knows it'll be the last Starbucks I'll have in a long time. Starbucks? I don't know what that is.
Tell us a little bit about what happened. Irma came in, and how quickly did God help you to respond?
Really? 2,605 people actually took the time to spend it with each other? No. I don't know that many people.
Within 24 hours, we had trucks showing up in the parking lot, and then within 24 hours,
Not everybody else did that over there?
right here.
I thought that was how they picture. Oh, houses.
Just a little bit after that, maybe 36 hours or so. By that next morning, we were on the move. On top of,
I should do something creepy with this.
This is a small part of the operation now.
Yes.
The big operation. We're supplying supplies. We're taking semis in. Just night before last, we took a semi in out to Immokalee. We've been in 13 cities too. We're not just here in
Who cares?
13 cities.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process, partners. I mean, and the Bridge of Hope always wants to be a first responder.
I know it's a change from being on the farm all day, but this summer I'll be home sooner than you know it. That's my grandpa Ed. I told him granddaddy and sometimes even daddy because he's the only person who's raised me since I was 9. But I was raised by grandma and granddaddy, but grandma didn't. I had granddaddy. You're probably wondering where I was with my grandparents in the first place.
Just like Pastor Ivy's church is serving as a model for other relief agencies, both faith-based and secular, as a blueprint to gather supplies, prepare, sort, and pack quickly and expeditiously, and then get them into the hands of hurting families. Living Waters not only
It's
cares
empty,
for the
lady.
people in and around Estero, but serve as a distribution point for 90 other
I was born at home and delivered by a friendly friend because there were no hospitals in a 20-mile radius. Oh.
Drink water. You can't get around me in that.
Partners, just like you. Your gift of $40, two $20 bills.
Besides, back in those days in rural Iowa, this wasn't an unusual thing to happen. Just a little harder. Now push.
You take a mustard and let it clear it up.
Oh. Oh my God. Almost there. It's a girl. No one's holding the baby. I'll clean up the baby. Vicky, you look after Annie. Congratulations, Caroline. You're now grandparents. I have a strange feeling for teen pregnancy. You look so young. Thank you so much for looking after our daughter and delivering our granddaughter, Becky. She's beautiful. She has your freckles, Caroline. She does. Oh, she's just precious. What should we name her? Let's ask Annie. Rose, I want her to be named Rose. Perfect. Becky, let's take care of Annie while Caroline cleans up Sweet Rose. A few minutes later. Becky, is something wrong? You suddenly look tense. Ed, something's wrong. Caroline! What's wrong? I'm so sorry. Annie is suffering from very severe blood loss. I can't explain why. She needs to be taken to the hospital immediately. But that would take at least 30 minutes with my vehicle. You need to call an ambulance. I lost my mother on the way to the hospital on the ambulance. This is why they should have drove there in the first place. It was too late to save her. It would have been only 20 minutes. On that day, one gift was given to them and another one was taken away. That day, my grandparents lost their only daughter. She was 16, Annie. She was 16. That's right, she was 16, almost 17 when she gave birth to me. My grandparents had Mary Young as well, so Grandpa was 38 when I was born, and Grandma was 36. This is young. We'll name her Rosa Ann. Roseanne. It was common in small towns. My mother's was nicknamed Annie, but her actual name was Ann. The merge of Rose and Ann. So it knew that my grandparents, now despite their enormous loss, they also received a gift. Matt, do you wonder where my father was in all of this? A deadbeat? Many are cut off from family and friends without electricity. Well, you see, my mom only knew him for a little while. She was 16, naive, and she was in love. Roger was older and only interested in one thing, but Annie thought that this was love. This love was the promise of happily ever after. She lost her virginity to him because she thought it was the only way to keep him. Soon he skipped town. He was just a drifter after all. Yep. And she was left with a broken heart and something else to remember him by. A baby.